everyone. So as you can see, the Nord is looking spectacular with the mods I've recently installed, and I want to show you guys how to do it and to get the Nordschleife looking as good as this. Of course, I am using the ProTech P91, which is a paid for mod. I've covered it before on the channel, but I will drop the link in the description. I'm also using CSP 1.80 Preview, the latest version of Pure, Sky PP filter, but then there's the big is, that is 8K textures and also 17,000 3D trees on the Nord. So just going back to the PP filter, this is the Sky PP filter by STRIX that I'm running. It's absolutely fantastic and it gives you this really cool photorealistic look. But one of the big differences today is this, and that is 8K textures plus more detail, and this is by Techno Racer X, and again all the links will be in the description. As I zoom in here, you can see the level of detail this actually gives you. It's phenomenal. And of course, it will put a little bit of pressure on your PC and drop your frames per second, but there is a 4K texture pack as well by Techno Racer. This is a paid for mod and it's on Patreon, but the link will be below. Also, and I put this in one of my previous videos, but I've decided to include it here again, it's 17,000 3D trees on the Nordschleife. This is as well as all the 2D trees that are already there. And this is a free mod, but it will again put some pressure on your PC. So there's a little bit of jiggling around to do with your settings. But here I am running everything on max settings, and that is included the footage at the beginning and at the end of this video. I am really excited because this is a huge upgrade to the Nordschleife, one of our favorite tracks. So let's take a look at it in a little bit more detail. So this is Techno Racer X Patreon page, and as you can see, he doesn't just do the Nordschleife, he also has done Lime Rock and some audio updates too. And these will obviously be included if you subscribe to his Patreon page. Now, what do we actually get when we get this Nordschleife 8K update? Well, as you can see here, I'm on the Nordschleife on Drive, and I don't actually have any other skins apart from the Winter Wonderland. Before I install this file, because the textures are so big, there's a setting we need to change. So if we go into Setting, Custom Shader Patch, and General Patch Settings, you'll see this Use New DDS Loader. That will mean that this will load the textures in a slightly different way and it will speed things up. So do make sure that is ticked. Once you have downloaded the file, which is quite large, it's about 4 gig, you will get this content and extension folder when you've extracted it, as I have here onto my desktop. All I'm going to do is copy those two over into the root of my Assetto Corsa directory, and you'll see most of that will go over fine, and then it says, do you want to copy some of the same file names? Just press yes on that to replace, and that's it, it is done. So that gives you all your extra 4K or 8K textures depending on which file you actually download. So if I run up now Content Manager again, you will see on the Nordschleife I've got an extra skin, and this is the skin we're going to be using for today's footage. So all we do is we choose that skin, we put the little tick in the box, and we're ready to go. We're ready to race. But before we do that, I'm just going to go over the 3D trees again in case you missed it before. So this is tree effects for the Nordschleife 3D trees, up to 17,000 extra 3D trees, and this is by in-game. So a little bit of footage here. This is the Nordschleife without the extra 3D trees and with the standard textures. And as I zoom around here, you can see that it does look a little bit sparse nearer to the track. Now obviously, as you're moving quickly, you don't see this as much, but we're always trying to add to the immersion of this amazing track. So let's take a look at how we install this and then look at how it looks in game. Once you've downloaded and extracted this free file, you will see that you have a number of folders here, and you can see that these folders give you different amounts of extra trees depending on the kind of system you've got or if you're running in VR. So you can see that one there, trees medium, 11,000 trees, but I'm going to use the max one, that is the 17,000 trees. When you go into that, you'll see there's an extension folder under the KS Nordschleife, and we're just going to copy that over into the KS Nordschleife track folder in Assetto Corsa. So I've gone into my root directory here, click on content, I'm just going to find tracks at the bottom there, double click on there, and then I'm just going to find the Nordschleife, and all we're going to do is copy that extension folder over. Now don't worry when you go into the Nordschleife if you haven't got an extension folder. That's because this is an extra piece for 3D trees for CSP. So all I'm going to do is copy that from there and paste it over. Now if you find that when you do this it's not running correctly, you can always remove this extension folder and add one of the ones with lesser trees in. Therefore, you can change the amount of extra trees that you've got on the Nordschleife. So let's take a look at this in action now with all the new trees. As you can see next to the track, it looks much more full, and there's 17,000 3D CSP trees across this amazing 20-kilometer track. It looks so much better. And as I scan around the track, you'll see that the original foliage actually stays there. So all that the modder has done is filled in all the space with these extra 3D trees to create even more immersion. Now, I'm not using the slick sky PP filter in this footage, but what I'm going to do now is show you everything together, and that's including some external rain. Remember, if you want external rain, that's a CSP preview edition, and I'm using 1.80 preview 115. Let's take a look at it in action. So there you have it, with the new 8K textures, all that extra detail, and all of those extra 17,000 3D trees. The Nord is looking amazing, especially with the Sky PP filter and the latest versions of CSP and Pure. Do check out the rest of the channel for lots more guides and tutorials, and thank you so much for watching and your support. If you do like the video, giving it a thumbs up and commenting on the video will really help me out with YouTube. See you soon, guys.